Welcome back. We are finally getting ready for a show. Honestly, this has been, oh my God, I can't even say. Like, I'm just so desperate to get back out. Normally by now, I mean, it's March the 14th. Normally by now, Dublin's done like a couple of farm rides or been out to see friends, but she physically hasn't gone anywhere other than the vets in this trailer at all this year. Going out for the first time to a show, which was a qualifier, probably not the greatest idea, but things are getting so expensive now that, to be honest, I can't really afford to not go to a show unless it's a qualifier for something. Like, I used to go to like the odd unaffiliated type event to just sort of like get her going again before the season. But it's expensive and it's, you know, more trips out and things like that. So we are going to a VHS area qualifier, for those of you that aren't regular on my channel. So top 4 qualify for the regional, and then you go from the regional into the Supreme. However, I have found out that this is what's called a golden ticket show. So the champion and the reserve actually get their Supreme ticket and just bypass the rest of the stages, which, I mean, let's not lie, of course we want that. Not only is it cool to take a champion or reserve title, but it would save so much money. It would save so much money. Plus, our year is kind of filled with Hoys qualifiers, and the Diamond veterans have a ban on how often they can show. So you have to have 10 clear days between a competition with a Diamond veteran if you are a member of the Veteran Horse Society. That's any show. So because of that, it means you can't really get out like 3 weekends, or you can't go out 2 weekends on a road. So you have to really, really plan the shows you're going to. And the Hoys qualifiers, I'm very, very lucky in that I can actually get to 5 of them. Now, for me, I always like to prioritise doing like county shows, fun things like that, because Dublin loves that atmosphere. She's been showing a long, long time. She doesn't really get the buzz off of just like the little local shows or the smaller shows now, but she absolutely loves the buzz and the atmosphere of big events. So I'm doing the Hoys qualifiers because they're all at like county shows or big venues, or there's actually 2 venues that I've never been to before, which is great because it's another opportunity to go somewhere new. It's something fun, it's something exciting. But yeah, because of how they are, they're all like, you know, the 10-day ban just means I had to be really, really picky. So of course we'd love to go and take champion and reserve, and do you know what, I've been working my butt off with that in mind. If I don't get it, don't worry, I'm not a sore loser. I'm not going to go home crying, I'm not going to be cross. But of course, like, it's only normal and natural for someone to want to obviously do the best they can. So this year especially, I've been really hot on her fitness. I've been hot clothing, I've been cold hosing her legs because the ground's been either deep or hard or all this sort of stuff, and she's 26. I've been schooling her once a week. She's having all her magnets on, she's having her massage pad on. Like, I've really been hot on her feed, her weight, which is really difficult because she holds the weight. So basically, I've been doing everything within my power, and I will be going in there sharp and like, I have a whole new showing outfit. So we're going to go in and try and do our best, basically, like anyone would. So that is enough of a ramble. That's a very long intro. I'm going to get the trailer open and we're going to get packed, because then I know exactly what we've got, where it all is. And then it's such lovely weather, I'm going to take Dublin for a hack, or I might do a stretchy lunge, I'm not sure. And then she'll have her bath, and I will run you through the products and my process, because I've got little different things that people have asked about. So let's stop rambling. The sun is shining. Don't need to fool you though, it's freezing. But I want to get this all open. I've got to put bedding in there, hay nets in there, and all of our stuff. So let's crack on. Okay, so my dry rug is in here because I left it in here to dry after I washed it. So, that is nice and clean for later. If you can hear any crashing and banging, Dancer is in, because Jordan's actually gone to the same show I'm doing, so it's a 2-day show. So she's there today and I'm there tomorrow. So Dancer, bless her, had to stay in because she will not stay in the field on her own, like without her mate. She can see everyone else, but without Lily, she's not staying there, so she is in today. And every now and again, she's just whinnying a lot, so sorry about that. Anyway, let's get this open. Nice clean trailer. Look at that. Let's open some windows. Just get some air in here. Of course, with all the rain we've had, I've had it very much shut up. Oh, there we go. Open the back door. Oh, I can't because it's locked. Right, let's open the other bit, shall we? So, firstly, I want to just put some bits away because I have actually ordered myself. Oh, I've done it already, but I've ordered white food. I'm just going to give it a go because I always feel like I'm not nervous at shows, but then I cannot eat, and I truly will go like the entire day with no food, and I won't feel hungry, which is balmy, but then we're like packing up and stuff, and I'm dizzy, I'm tired, and it's like, it's not good, and Brad gets cross at me. So I use like some of the codes that the guys put on Instagram and YouTube, and it's £14 for 6 bottles, which is great. They last until, I think it's till September, and my trailer is really cold, so even in the summer, for some reason that section there is like a little fridge. It's incredible. So I have bought some Y food for tomorrow. I can drink that on the way up, which is great, but what I've bought is just some little crate of Coke Zeros, which can stand up like that. There's a rubbish bin for us. And I know they're bad for you, but I got a couple of monsters because we are going to be on the yard at, I think we've got to leave my house at 6, be here for just, well, which means we'll be here for 6:05. Trailer camera. And that's a light for my stable, so that goes back over here. But yeah, we have to leave the yard by 6:30. I'm so not ready for these early mornings. Oh, the camera's gonna struggle with the dog. Yeah, I can't do early mornings. I'm really not very good at them, but it's not often we have to do them. But I'm staring at my box of stuff, so we can stare at it together. There it is. Woo! All of that. So it technically just needs to all go into the trailer, but I'm not actually taking... Okay. We will take all of it. I'm going to do my in-hand in my Ridden jacket and just put my trousers over the top because the classes are quite close together, so I've not got time to fully like change my shirt and things like that. So I have got a lovely in-hand outfit, but it more comes out if we've got like plenty of time. So we'll take this to the trailer, and then this is a box of all my spare products, so that can also go to the trailer. Then clothing, I will get dressed when I get there. I don't like wearing my clothes before because even though I've had like over trousers on, I've taken my over trousers off and stuff's like seeped through, and I am so clumsy. I get so filthy, so I always take spare clothes as well. So my new show outfit, oh, so excited about this, are still in their little packets. These are the jodhpurs, and I've got 2 pairs of jodhpurs. So I'm not going to take this whole box. I have got, like, stay away shows, this entire box will go, but I've got little clothing shelf things in the trailer, so why won't you zip up? I broke it. Okay, so jodhpurs, shirts, taking spares because this is me. Gonna take the socks I like to wear in my boots, and 2 pairs of over trousers in case. So these are what I wear for in hand. We're going to take them. I don't need those spare shirts. This is all evening performance and concours stuff, which we won't be using. So I'm going to be good and not take the entire entire box. So what I've done is I've got these little fabric shelves which just have like hoodies and jackets in that are easy to go over my clothes at shows. I don't really wear them like at home, so that's in there. So I'm going to put my show clothes in this top one. In-hand trousers I'll put at the front. Ziggy, can you get off? Right, Ridden trousers. Leaving them in the bags because they'll stay cleaner. The socks I'm going to pop in the bottom, and then the 2 pairs of over trousers for in hand can go in there. Let's not crease the shirts. Then I've got these little zip jackets that basically I just zip over my shirt once it's on, but I will get my show jacket and hang that up at the back. Right, this is on its own hanger, so hook that over there, and then I squash that in at the back. Ta-da! Right, I ordered Dublin a leather age badge, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I will be having to use that one, which is a cardboard clip-on one. Just double checking it's all in there, and my membership cards. So whilst I pack, on my phone, so I have an iPhone, which means I have a reminders app, and on it I use to keep all of my showing stuff, and it's categorized, so like I can click that one. All the stuff I want for stay away shows is there. So I've got a list for just every day if I was going out, so I start with that. Then the next list is showing, so it's all the bits I would need on from there. So as we go, I will go through this list and do it. So we've got all of our membership cards. The only thing I don't know where I've put is my belt. In fact, that's not even on the list, but I've just realised I don't know where that is. So I do need to try and find my belt. It's going to be in the tack room somewhere. So we'll just carry on. Yes, okay, so the big box. I love this big box now. I used to put like all of this in my trailer individually, which is great because the trailer's got storage, but it got so messy so quickly, and it did not work. It absolutely just did not work. So I tried this box system at my last show in November, and it was great because everything just got thrown back in when you're in a rush, which is fine because it can get tidied at home. Everything was in the same spot, and it meant the front of the trailer was actually still empty for us to be able to get in and make food and tea and coffee, get in and get changed. So we're doing the box system. Now all my hat, stocks, ties, pins and everything in here, and I hope, yes, the belt is in here. So I bought this from Le Cavalier as well as a competition belt because I like soft like belts when you're sitting in a saddle for ages in the arena, like sitting still. Having a solid belt can just really start to dig into you, which I don't like. So that's going to go in with the clothes, but I've got my gloves, I've got my hat, and I've got my new zip tie, and I have my pins all on here, so that's good to go. My boots are in there, but I think they need a clean, or they'll need a bit of a touch up. I don't need my in-hand hat for this show. We're not taking that one. I have bought a new mane and tail because I like to use the 500ml bottles for in the basket. So we'll squash that in. Oh my god, I've actually got quite a lot in here. My new quarter marker brush. I have a new hairbrush, but that's outside. Hold fire. So I tend to use hairbrushes for Dublin. I don't buy the expensive like grooming mane and tail brushes, but on my own hair I use one of the flexi ones where all the like strands are separate, and for look and fringe also do one. So I've ordered one for the show basket, so that's definitely got to go. That's got everything in it. Saddle pad is in there, show girth is in there, cane is in there, warm-up wraps are in there, I have to make my own number for tomorrow, and I am 101, which we will quickly do. I have a Bibnet magnetic number back thing for when I have to make my own numbers. So we can literally just replace the 1 number. And I know I'm 101 because they've said to everyone to use their entry form one. And then if I've like laminated numbers, I keep hold of them because it's amazing how many times actually you can end up with the same number again. I've got ones for saddle pads, I've got like all sorts of number holders, and then all of Dublin's old little leather badges. Because you never know, I might have a friend that needs one. They might as well stay together, but my number is right. Oh, we've dropped one. Put that back, and then I have my own rolled elastic. I did have these clip-on ones, but the elastic on it's like gone and I can't find another one I like, so we can pack that. Let's put my hat back. That is going in there. Boots can go in there. Numbers. I've got spare baby wipes. I'm going to put my bridle in here actually, because then that's good. Right, I strip cleaned this and I've already noticed I put something back wrong. I've put my cheek piece on my noseband, which is obviously not going to work. And I've actually lowered my bit down a hole. I practiced this schooling the other day, just because Dublin likes to lean, and someone did tell me before, if you've got like leaners, to pop them down a hole so the bit's not quite there. Straighten that out. Yeah, but I'll put the cardboard number on that tomorrow. And there she is, all sparkly. So she can go in. Right, list. So to my list. We have bridle, saddle pad, girth, not taking a VIP, magnetic boots she'll wear, working in boots, grooming box, hydration mask on nose in the trailer, passports in the trailer, trailer cameras in the trailer, food and drink, change clothes. Right, then we've got product box, fine, show basket, all that is in there, show paperwork, competition clothes, jacket, jumper, shirt, stocks, shirt and ties, spares, belt, yes. My tall boots I'm going to clean. My in-hand boots are in there, my hat with all the stuff is in there, not taking my in-hand hat, cane is in there, back numbers are in there, hair stuff's in the trailer, not taking concourse stuff, bridal numbers in the trailer, and we'll double check for Carmen cookies because I am going to take Carmen cookies to this show. Right. So, I just filmed a little bit. The reason I hate using mics is they don't always work, but I've basically, we're going to bath Dubs later. Her dry rug is outside, but then she'll go to bed in her suit with a tail bag on, and then the suit's got a bit of a tail bag on it as well, so that's to protect the ends. But I've got a tail bandage out for tomorrow, and my dog, who is sitting on all my stuff, off, get off. We've got Dublin's jammies out because it's going to be cold tonight, so she'll need a bit of the layer. And then I'm probably going to take this tomorrow as well for when we're stood like waiting around, because it's meant to be quite a cold day. I've just popped her travel safe head collar on the trailer, so that's there, and a fleece for her to travel in, because in the trailer stays like a fleece and a rain sheet, which is just for shows, so that's like packed all the time. So yeah, now I want to put bedding and hay in there. Right, I know it seems like all a bit balmy putting this in the trailer when I'm going to have to get it out to get her in, because you're currently stood where she stands, and then tonight I will shut the trailer up with all this in there, this on here. But but if I don't, it gets forgotten. So in the morning, the trailer gets reversed out, and obviously the ramp comes down, and then I just take out what I need. So yeah, I mean, this and this is going down there anyway, but like the boxes in here, I've got my new tray for her to have hydration mash. But yeah, we're just gonna get everything out because, like I said, we are leaving very early tomorrow, and I want to be able to just take her from the stable, put her on the trailer and go. So everything needs to be done tonight. I've had to make Ziggy a bed out of a rug because every time I put something on the floor, he's sitting on it because he hates the cold floor. So I've had to sacrifice the show rug. Animals. Now, it's no secret that I work for Green Mile, but that came about really organically because I was a customer, and then I simply offered to help Joe, the owner, on the trade stand at London one year, and basically after that he offered me a full-time job. So that's how that came about. But break this in half. There is a knack to this, and I'm not doing it. There we go. That bigger bit can go in. Right, ooh, this half can come out. Yeah, I like it in the trailer because it is that absorbent. It doesn't like trickle out the side of the trailer. I remember once with my old horse box, I could see Dublin weeing on the camera, and then the car behind me started washing his windscreen, and like all Dublin's pee was coming out of the ramp. And I felt really bad. So, and like she had shavings in there or something, but like this stuff, when they wee, you know how like sometimes you want to kick the shavings over the wee to try and absorb it? It doesn't do that. It just soaks it up straight away. So for trailers and things like that, it's amazing. I know people that get like free bedding with their liveries, but they buy Green Mile for travelling. And a little bit just goes such a long way. So we're just popping in some bedding for her. There we go. So a nice deepish bed to stand on. Gonna make sure it's quite even though, because I don't want one end higher than the other. So yeah, that's all in. Obviously that will move tomorrow. Nice bed. But now I want to put my hay net in and my spare hay net. I always take a large spare net. You just never know if you're going to break down, if you're going to get stuck in traffic or anything like that, and they might run out of hay. So, or like if shows run over for hours, I don't want her running out of food. So I always take a spare net. Although I don't know if most people know this, but if you do have animals, livestock, horses, anything, and you get stuck in standstill traffic, you can ring 101 and sort of say to them like, look, I've got animals, I don't have enough water, I don't have enough food, or they're stressed, and I'm pretty sure you can get escorted off like the motorway or off the road if they can, just to the next junction. They won't like get you off where you need to go, but they'll get you off the motorway so you're not in standstill, or they'll get you to a service station where you can get more water and food and things. So there is that, but I do always take lots of water and extra hay for that reason, just in case. Okay, said hay nets. Now, I never have a huge one for travelling because otherwise there's no room for her head. But we just have this one. Oh, I have done this in the wrong order. I probably should have hung this up before I brought my box in. Oh. Yay! Right. Climb back under. I took my coat off. It's getting warm. I have taken a layer off Dublin as well. Oh, I want to go back up to the... It's a big net, so I need to like double loop it. Oh, cooking on gas. Right, tie that up. Like I say, her head's got to go in this space, so I try not to put too much there, and that's where the beauty of a second net is also very good. So she can have that for the drive there. We have this big beauty, which I am just going to pop there for now for spare. But it's hot. I'm going to have to take my coat off. Okay, we've stripped. Stripped, right. I want to check I've got hydration mash because she'll have that in when we arrive. In this, I don't know if you saw a previous vlog, I bought this at the NES. It's like a tray and we very quickly ended up calling it an airport tray because that's what it looks like. But let me move you around so you can see what I'm talking about. When we arrive anywhere with Dublin, she doesn't like being fiddled with or like being asked to do anything for like a good 20 minutes. It's just something I discovered when she was younger. She used to be a nightmare when you turn up to a venue, like really on her toes, really on edge. And I always thought it was because it was too exciting. So I used to get there and get cracked on like straight away. And then there was one day I got somewhere and we just couldn't do anything for ages. So I left her on the trailer and gave her some water. And she was so chill. So I've just done it ever since, and it's just our thing. So I turn up and I usually give her water, and then after I've offered her water, I'll offer her hydration mash. But I normally do it in this big bucket, which is cool because it like goes against the wall and I can clip it on and it's safe. But she gets absolutely covered and she can't quite reach the bottom. So I was like, right, don't need to do that. I can give her water, and I've got a hook now that goes on this door, so she can reach the water, so she can have both plain water, but the little bit of hydration mash can go on here. And she's not gonna get it all over her face. Oh, I don't think she will. We'll find out tomorrow. But she can have her little bit of hydration mash. It's not in the way, like it's not bulky and stuck out. And it will just, I mean, it would tuck all the way in like that. So, you know, I'm hoping that this works. I like it. I like it. And it fits in the bucket to travel with, so it's safe. So it's all in here. So this is all my hydration mash. That is full, that is perfect. I then have a wash bucket, which has some shampoo in there and a scraper. We also have the hose, which I'm going to try and fill up this afternoon. All my spare tack is there, my spare travel hair collar, bandages, but it's my medical kit that I wanted to just double check I have what I need. So without trying to take it out, we've got some gloves, some antiseptic, some of her allergy tablets are in there, a sachet of Bute in case anything happens, and spray on plaster, some vet wrap. So yes, we are all happy with what's in there. Like, your travel medical kit doesn't need to be a full-blown operation. It literally needs to be a get your horse home kit. So if they cut themselves on the trailer, anything really, like I can literally give her a little bit of Bute, vet wrap it up, get her home, get the vet. Or get her home and I've got a more extensive like medical kit in this box here. So yeah, you don't need to be taking like a whole medical box. I've literally got some cotton wool in there, some antiseptic sprays, some latex gloves, some vet wrap, some like poultice pads, Bute, and her allergy tablets. And it is just to get her home kit. So yeah, that is all good to go. She's got her hydration mash. So I am now going to poo pick, muck out, and then we will exercise Dublin, which you don't need to see. It's boring. We're just gonna I might just do like a stretchy lunge, because I really want to like see her moving and stuff like that before tomorrow. And then we will be bathing, and I will run you through like my process, because I do want to put on the black enhancing shampoo again and things like that. And I think I'm going to use like a sponge to do it, to like blend it better. So yeah, anyway, let's reconvene when we're bathing. We're back. She's just having a little bit of naked time after that, but we are going to try this again. So it's the Show Ponies products, Gleam by Show Pony Prep, sorry. Back to black. So it's like a colour enhancing shampoo, but you put it on neat first. It does say dry, I think. Yeah, apply the shampoo to dry tail or coat and evenly distribute. So I'm going to wear gloves like normal, but use a sponge, because last time the lines were a little bit too straight, I suppose. But yeah, let's give it a go. And then it's got to sit on for half an hour, so I thought she can stand in the sun and have her massage pad on while this develops. Shake. So I have brushed her legs, but they're not immaculately clean, I suppose. Oh, I just don't remember how to open this now. She just... Oh, right. Well, there we go. That spurts everywhere. Hopefully that washes out my jumper. It's not permanent, so of course it will. Right, let's try that again. Ooh. Let's work it into the sponge a little bit. Right. I figured if I can put it on with a sponge, is it gonna look a bit better? Not so. This stuff does kind of terrify me, but we did have a practice. The only thing is, it's hard to know where I've been. Like, how do you know what's covered and what's not? Okay, that now needs to develop for half an hour. Okay, it is a little bit dark in here, but I need to lather this apparently. So I am just going... Oh! We are just going to get these wet with cold water first, and then they can sit. They're meant to sit for 10 minutes, so I can set the hot shower up whilst that lathers. Right, and whilst that is setting, we are going to do this tail. Just get it wet while the cold water is coming through. Oh, that's warm already. I need to get proper in to her dock because it's gone very greasy. I think just where I've been putting some mane and tail and oils on it to stop it from getting filthy. So I'm gonna get the dock proper wet. And then I know I'll probably get some comments about this, but we are going in with washing up liquid just to get this grease removed. Washing up liquid is for that reason. It gets rid of grime and grease, like cooking oil. So it's good to get proper greasy sections clean. And all of if you don't wash right to the base, it's when you get all that scurfy, white, mucky stuff. So got to full on work your way in there. Now, people don't like washing up liquid being used because it can dry the skin. It can, but it's only in a very blue moon I will do this. And then I will wash with a normal shampoo and conditioner afterwards. So nobody fret, no one's going to die. Right, we'll do a quick wash of the tail now, and then I can rinse and put some proper shampoo on it and some conditioner. Let it get warm again, otherwise you get the bum scoot. Right, now it's getting all that shampoo out again. Okay, then I'm going to, a little bit of Shine shampoo that just needs using up. So I am going to use this on her tail because I don't have enough for her body. So we will use it on her tail. It's also quite silky, so I feel like that's going to help with the knotting, or not knotting in that case. But I need to break this tail apart, and I should have brushed it first, and I didn't because I'm naughty. So I'm just gonna have to work it through. Just take out almost like one swoop. We apply conditioner. Right, and that conditioner will sit until the very end. Okay, I've rinsed off pretty much the remainder of that blackening shampoo. And now I'm going in with Wool's like deep black. This hasn't got like coloration in it, I don't really think. I mean, I have seen someone wash their grey with it and the grey went blue. So there's definitely something in there. But I'm going to now do her whole body in this. Forgot to mention, this is hot water, by the way. We do have a lovely hot shower. Oh, I take like a magic brush, is that focusing? Magic brush. And I mean, you can add some more shampoo sometimes. So I'm gonna add this like degreaser. And we're gonna scrub. Which Dublin thoroughly enjoys this part because she loves a good scratch. This is like a high shine shampoo as well, so it's a good one to go with afterwards. I also am not afraid to use lots of shampoo. This area on bums is always filthy. So definitely pay a lot of attention to that area. And now we simply rinse it all off because she's clipped and I've been hot clothing her. She's not filthy, so I haven't had to go mad today, which is nice. But now we rinse it all off. So I actually use a squeegee, and you can rinse and squeege, or squeeze, whatever you want to say, to make sure all of that shampoo is out. I'm not going to go mad rinsing out the back legs because I've got to wash her tail out yet. And it will get shampoo on the legs again. Right, I'm going to give her one final squeege. Why do I keep saying squeege? Squeegee? Squeegee, squish, squeegee, squeegee. Oh no, we'll go with squeegee. Anyway, we're going to squeegee her off. And then I like to cover them in shine spray. Got shine spray in here, like coat shine. And I do absolutely coat her in it. I'm not fussed about it being on the saddle area because she's got in hand first. So I want her shiny around the bum. La 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 la. And then she's quite a good girl. I can do bits of her lower face as well. Right. She will have her dry rug on, which I've left in the sun to warm up because I'm soft on her like that. La la. Oh, dry rug on. Oh, and the sun is shining. So I'm going to let her stand in the sun and dry off. Let's just helicopter dry the tail. She should dry super quick in this, especially in the heat of the sun. And then that is pretty much us done, because other than me tidying up, all I will do with Dubs is I'm going to stand her in the sun now with a hay net, and simply once she's dry, I'll put her full body suit on, tail bag in, and pyjamas, and put her to bed. So that is pretty much it in terms of show prep. Yes, I'll give you a sweetie in a minute. So yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow very early. Good morning. It's just gone 6 a.m. So Princess is having her breakfast. And then basically, the pink rug or purple rug is going to go in the trailer, and the fleece is going to go on her and she's going to go straight on. We literally don't have to do anything this morning, which is lovely. Brad's hitching up the trailer, turning it around. So yeah, nice easy morning. We have arrived. It's slightly chaotic. We've been parked right down the bottom of the car park, so we are bloody miles away. But I am just going to get Dublin some of her mash, and then while she has her mash, I am going to get me completely dressed and covered up. Hello, here she is. I need your tray. Oh, there we go. So, oh yes, it's going to be a little bit go, but I'm going to load the trolley up and just get on down there, and then we can do everything pretty much down there, but we'll make a bit of this. It doesn't need loads. Right, let's get her fed and get ready. Okay, yeah, you have that. That's much better, isn't it? That works much better. Okay, so we are pretty much dressed. I'm not going to put loads of makeup on because I do not want this white collar getting makeup on it. So I'm going to try and do the best I can to not look pale and poorly, whilst keeping my collar clean. So, the nerves are kicking in. It's the first show. I'm going to feel nervous, but it's I feel a little bit rushed, although I think we'll be okay. But we've loaded the trolleys and we are effectively just going to go and wait down by the arena. I can take a rug, I can prune and finish her over by the arena, and then at least we're not stressing. There's no point spending ages getting ready at the trailer to then miss the class. So that is the plan. I've put my saddle and everything in because I won't come back to get tacked up. I won't have time. Whereas I can get tacked up down there, get on down there, and warm straight up. But yeah, first we have the area in hand, and of course she's in diamonds now, so she's 26. That reminds me, I've got to get my membership cards. Oh my god, there's loads to remember when you've not been here for a while. Rather stressful. Woo. I am looking forward to my panini later. This is such a good angle for you, isn't it? Oh my word. But yeah, she should be all gleaming underneath her suit, so I'm not stressed. And I'm so glad that I haven't got to plait anymore. Oh, it's so lovely not having to plait. The only thing is, I've never been under this judge before. She's actually the commentator. So I don't know if people know, like if you've been to Hoy's and you've been to London and things like that, the female commentator, Carrie Knox, I am pretty sure that is our judge. She is quite in with all the showing societies, so I can imagine she's done her judge training, which is quite cool. But yeah, I've never ever competed under her, so we've got absolutely no idea. Dublin might not be her type at all, and that's the thing with judging. If a judge likes little tiny ponies, then there's nothing we can do about that. They like little tiny ponies, so we've just got to go in and do our best, I suppose. But yeah, I'm gonna get my hair done and then I'll try and catch up with you when we're gleaming. But we literally are just gonna cover, I'm gonna put her hoof oil on and then literally cover her in shine spray and put her bridle on, and she's good to go. And the voiceovers are back because Only was playing music the entire day, which was nice when you're there, but not great for editing. So did kind of miss us getting ready, but literally I did what exactly as I said. I covered her in some shine spray, put some Usefull on her, and then we went into the warm-up. So the warm-up was crazy busy, but I managed to get a bit of a walk around, give her a little bit of a trot, loosen up those old little limbs. I was really pleased with how she came out. She was just really keen, buzzing, ears pricked the entire time. So that is a huge relief.
Okay. Went nicely. We can do that in the ring. That'd be nice. I don't want to be on my own.
On your own?
Don't know.
They should win.
So yeah, unfortunately, even though there was some other entries, they hadn't actually turned up. So I ended up being on my own, and I hate being on my own. It's just so awkward. You don't get any relief. The judge is just staring at you the entire time. So I basically walked all the way around, and they just asked me to stand. Normally you have a steward here, which would be her, but no, the steward in the middle of the arena was just telling me what to do. So really pleased with how she stood up square. I have been practicing that, or not square, but the front legs are square. And yeah, getting that forward, I don't have to drag her. I don't want to have to be seen to like really encourage. So practicing that was really good. Got a really good trot down here, and her little ears, oh, she was so happy. Got a nice little walk. I actually was really just chuffed with this little section. I think that I think we did it really well. So saluted, and then she basically said, just come on straight down. And Dublin was like, yep, I'm on my way. So the judge is the lady. She was actually so nice. So I got in and she was like, well, we have lots of time, so we'll have a good chat. So I stood Dublin up and she stood really nicely. I was making sure I was always out of the way of the judge. She just did the classic ask me about her age, her history. I just like to mention that she did a lot of hunting when she was younger, and then she did all the working hunters for a couple of years, but only had like 4 faults throughout her whole career. So yeah, getting out of the judge's way. She just really liked her actually. She said that she loved the copy type, thought she had a really pretty head. So that was nice because she was giving lots of feedback, and that was just her laughing about the fact that I said that she was my bridesmaid a couple of years ago. So she asked us for a short show. She actually asked us to do quite a big turn at the top, at the other end. So we walked away. Like to try and make sure she's nice and straight. Found my place to focus in the background. Nice big lollipop turn, and then literally trotting straight away back to the judge. Now they'll move out your way, so I kept going, and then this is where she asked for like a big loop, so I kept going all the way around. Of course you got to make it up on the spot, and I was like, oh, do I go more for a diagonal like they do in the veterans? But then there was lots of people walking through the middle, so I just decided to do that bit of turn there basically and get back in line with the judge almost, and I got a lovely little halt again. So of course by default she won her class, but the judge actually just came out and said that she really loved her, and on the score sheet that I saw a few days later, she actually scored 80 out of 100, so that's quite good for Dublin. She's done better the older she gets, ironically, but yeah, I was really chuffed, and now it was time to basically it felt like a bit of a walk of shame. I was like, I'm not gonna do a massive lap of honour on my own. So I went out, just walked out, but he did actually just make sure that my card was signed. They don't have to give it to you, I don't believe, if there's not many in the class, but they did luckily sign us for our regionals. I know she was the only one, but she went really well. So
you can only beat who's in front of you.
I'm really pleased because she went really well. And she said she likes the copy types. Very, because she went well. So, like, I always say you have to have your own goals because showing's so subjective. And you went really well. Why is that so close? Get it? No. But she went really well, so I'm really pleased. Good gal. Should have better balance than that.
So, because you've won that, what do you get from that?
I can go into the championship definitely in
Today?
hand.
When's that?
Straight after.
So it'll be my ridden class, then there's 2 more ridden classes, then I'll go into the championship. If I get first in this, or second in this, sorry, first 2 top 2, then I'll go into it ridden. If I don't, then I'll go into it in hand.
Oh, okay.
Because it's better to go into the one that you got first with. Very good dog. It's a baby wipe. It's not cold anymore. I'm bloody boiling. This girth's a bit big. Do that on the other side.
Okay, we are back in with the Ridden, and the warm-up was actually quite chaotic. It was really, really busy. They just didn't have enough warm-up arenas, really, which, yeah, not ideal. Dublin was a little bit tense to begin with. I also wanted to put her bit back up. I dropped it so that she wasn't heavy, but she actually just wasn't happy with it at all. So popped that back up, and then everyone had changed reins, and Dublin was like, okay, this is exciting. So she just wanted to canter. So I was trying to trot. She kept trying to canter, so I walked. I was like, we're not cantering because we've not even trotted on this rein yet. But you could just about see me, and I just went, fine. If you really want to canter, let's just do a little couple of strides, get it out your system. It's not ideal, it's not pretty, but sometimes in this situation you have just got to work with what you've got. It's our first show of the season, so she was already very excited to be out, and this situation where there was probably 20 horses going around in a tiny space is a lot for any horse to have to, deal with. So yeah, we had a lot of this. I was just trying to get trot, but Dublin is one that you can't argue too much with her. You just have to try and sit as quiet as you can and just ask for what you want, and just keep asking, basically. So yeah, eventually I managed to get her just to do quite a few laps of trot. I managed to change the rein. I didn't get to do the warm-up that I wanted, so of course all the schooling I've been doing, I'd planned a warm-up, and annoyingly, like I said, you just sometimes have to work with what you've got. So I couldn't actually do what I wanted to do because there wasn't enough space for me to be asking her to halt all the time around the outside, and the middle was the same. So unfortunately, yeah, didn't get to do that. It was a case of just getting her moving and trying to survive. So again, unfortunately, we were on our own in the class. But she walked in, little happy ears. She was a bit like, yep, I know what I've got to do. So it was quite nice. And I thought, right, now I'm on my own. So let's try and actually practice everything that I've been putting in to play. We'll put into play what I've been practicing, as I should say. They asked for trot, and I did think it wasn't too bad. Normally at the beginning she can be quite tense. It wasn't awful. I definitely couldn't push for the nice big trot that I wanted because I was still having to keep her quite calm. But I did sort of just work on trying to get her to relax because she just gets a little bit tense in front where she wants to just go a little bit faster. Eventually though, I did get it. I think it was not the best. It's not incredible. It's definitely not as good as it is at home. But that's just always going to be the case with Dublin, and I've just come to accept that. But it's a nice big arena, so it was quite nice just to be able to spend the time trying to get the best out of her. We did have a bit of a nervous poo going down the long side here, and then that's when he asked us for canter. So luckily got the right stride. Now this is where I'm cross with myself watching back. I'm riding really defensively. I also need to tuck my elbows in. What is going on? She, however, just wasn't too pulley, but she definitely just sort of got herself into the place where she feels comfortable, and that can sometimes be leaning on me. So it's not ideal. I do need to work on this. I'm tempted to go back and find a show that is another area qualifier and just get in the ring with other horses. So she got a little bit long down that long side, getting a little bit strong going towards all the others. Had to trot this diagonal. Now it did mean though that I did get quite a nice trot across the diagonal, which I was pleased with. She has a lot of knee action for her type. She should be a bit more flicky-toed, but that's just unfortunate. It's just our dubs. So nice flicky knees rather than toes. And this is her stiffer rein, so it is just a little bit harder. Trust me, nothing wrong with her. She has a physio every 3 months. She's very even. She's just 26 years old, guys. But my elbows, what is going on? I am just I think I'm hanging on too much and it's not good at all. So I apologise for that. And I apologise to Dublin. Luckily didn't have to canter around too long, but definitely going to go home and do my homework. Did manage to get a good walk, and yeah, that was nice. So they then just said to come on into the middle. She was quite sweet and let me catch my breath, but we had to just do our own individual, no set show. So I just did what I like. Now again, she just wants to get straight into canter. She's just very excited, first show out, but I wanted to get my trot across the diagonal. So it's a little bit choppy because I was struggling with being able to push her on but not have her go up into canter. And then eventually I was like, right, if I don't do it, I'm going to lose and probably get like a wrong strike off in that corner. So I went for it there, got a bit of a canter around here. Now I've gone for the more of an S-shaped change of rein, which a lot of the veteran judges tend to like, which is to be, come across the middle as it were. Again, not really coming back to trot when I wanted her to, but got a nice enough transition. And then, yeah, you kind of do the little S shape. So she actually at the end said that she would have given me more, well, her phrase was, you could have got top marks if it was more of a diagonal change. You're never going to know. Every judge is different. I've written my judge's notes down with her name, and I've just made a comment that, she likes more of a diagonal change of rein. But she did overall actually really like it, and I was really pleased actually. It was mannerly enough for dubs, and you can't see it, but I got a nice halt there. And I managed to drop my inside rein to salute, which is nice. So yes, she was just saying that she absolutely loved her. We actually got a score of 85 for this, so I would like to have known what it would have been, like how many points you'd have got just for doing the more diagonal change. But again, it's not necessarily anything I've done wrong, it's just that every judge has different preferences, and she likes more of a diagonal, but in the past I've had judges that say they like the S. So yeah, we just got to do what you think on the day. Overall though, I was actually really pleased with that, considering it was our first time out.
Gail Holder, stop impediment. March to the Secretary's office now, please.
I better know. Devil dog. Huh? Devil. You devil dog. You devil dog. Yeah? Boy.
Okay, the championship. So I saw that the other girl who won her in-hand and Ridden double rosetted, so I was like, yep, get them rosettes on me. Let's try and look as good as we can. So this coloured in front had also won the in-hand and the Ridden, but their classes did have a lot more entries in it, so she won almost fair and square, whereas I won by default. However, I was like, let's just try our best. And then it all kind of went to pot. So all the horses going around together, just excited Dublin. Again, I was like, I just need to try and get her to relax. Her head carriage was a little bit all over the place, and you could see that she was a bit tense. So yeah, I was just sort of riding to survive almost, as it were, trying to get the best I could. And then she was just incredibly strong in the canter because she just wanted to chase the horses in front of her. But you have to think all day. She spent all her time in the ring on her own, and then suddenly lots of others. It was very exciting. So annoyingly, we did not get our champion or our reserve, quite deservedly. It did go to others. The others were 18 and 20, so again, it was quite hard competition, but I'm pleased. I couldn't really ask any more of her. The situation was really exciting. The warm-up was crazy. It's the first show of the year, so, I'm going to give us a little bit of a break and give her some credit because she's gone way worse farther into the season before, so I'm actually really pleased.
We are home and it's raining. We have lost spring again, and to be honest, I know it's cut from riding straight to being home again, but the weather was just awful. The wind really picked up, it started to rain. She's obviously clipped. I just wanted to get her straight on the trailer and cosy and warm and dry. But yes, I know I've probably done a voiceover by now, but I am mega pleased with her. I think she went really nicely in her classes. Obviously, she was the only one, so it kept her calmer. And then yeah, just got into that championship and she suddenly had horses to chase and follow, and she just got so strong, so strong. But equally, you know, can a 26-year-old beat an 18 and a 20-year-old? It's just so hard. Thinking of Hoys and stuff like that, like I watched the SSADL stuff, and the final is full of lots of pre-veterans. The older ones just, they don't really qualify. They don't have what it takes to beat the younger ones. They, you know, there's 6 to 8 years difference in the horses that beat her today. And I'm not saying like, oh, she should have done it, she was amazing. No, I'm just pointing out that, like, I think even if she had gone impeccably, she's still not going to have beaten an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. I don't know. But that judge I've added her to my list, and she absolutely loved Dublin, said that she loved the Cobier types, so she's definitely one that I would go under again, which is nice. But we're just pleased. You had such a fun day, didn't you? She just loved being back out, and I think that's what makes me really pleased. I don't know if they're going to do score sheets because they don't tend to for the areas, but the judge I probably did it in the voiceover, but she said that she was really high marked and would have had top marks if I had done that diagonal difference. So I don't know if that meant that she was actually going off of a mark sheet. But yeah, we're home now. I'm going to put her out for an hour, although it's peeing it down, but we have enough time for her to go out for a little bit, stretch her leggies and just chill. I've got to do all my jobs. I always hate early mornings because I have to come home and muck out and it's rubbish, but I can clean the trailer out, get everything done whilst she stretches her legs in the field. But yeah, I'm going to say goodbye here because I'm not taking our camera out in that rain. It's just not happening. But yeah, got to go and find some different shows now. I have applied to do a judges training day. So there's like an assessment day with the veterans for the judges to be assessed whether or not they can go on the judging panel for the following year. And basically it's like a free showing class really. You go in all your gear, you'll do an actual showing class, and it's the judges getting judged, so that's really good. But the woman running it was like they're going to give some sort of like Hoys feedback and things like that, so fingers crossed we get on that because that's the 2nd of May, so that would be nice. So our next show that we've entered isn't until June, and it's a Hoys qualifier, so I've definitely got to go home and find something else to go to. All of the regionals, oh my god, I can't talk. All of the regional classes will start to come out soon, so hopefully we can find something to get to. Because of course I need to get my regional still to get my Supremes. Like, oh my god, I feel mad. Like we're trying for Search for a Star and Hoys this year, but I don't want to neglect the Supremes because Search for a Star and Hoys are such a minimal chance of qualifying, like honestly such a minimal chance, that I don't want to do it and sacrifice Supremes for it. I'd still want to be able to do Supremes at Veterans, so it's just fitting it all in basically. And I don't want her to go crazy and do too much, so I've got to be careful. Can't really go chasing too many tickets. Anyway, should we get you out in the field rather than standing here and nattering? Yes, we will. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!